MLB is terrible at marketing, but not even they have been able to screw up the incredible brand that is Paul Skenes.
Paul Skenes, you know all about him, the #1 overall pick in the country just last year out of LSU.
I mean, it's all we've talked about all week long. It's all I've heard walking the streets everywhere I go.
There has never been a pitcher with the potential social media impact that currently rests at Paul Skenes' fingertips. The Pirates hurler debuted on May 11th, just over a month ago.
That's unbelievable. It is absolutely incredible.
Since that point, he has the third most mentions across all social media platforms in the entire sport, behind only Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. What about pitchers? Name a current Cy Young contender, and Paul Skenes likely has 10 times as many mentions as that pitcher. And this is while Skenes is still building his brand, with just 1/5 the Instagram followers as, say, Mike Trout. Above and beyond his own social media impact, however, is the reality that he could be one half of baseball's first real power couple when it comes to brand and national awareness outside of the sphere of baseball, with girlfriend and LSU gymnast Livy Dunn, who has over 13 million followers between Instagram and TikTok combined, which is more than any individual baseball player has between those two platforms. All of this makes Paul Skenes the most important pitching prospect in baseball history.
Look at this, Greg.
Yeah,
we got
Cardinal fans giving him a standing ovation.
Incredible.
We've seen all sorts of uber-hyped prospects come along. Steven Strasburg, Mark Pryor, Ben McDonald, Josh Beckett, to name a few. But as we sit here 7 starts into Skenes' major league career, he has all the ingredients to deliver on that designation. And he might have the power to bring back the starting pitcher. Many baseball commentators have said that the starting pitcher is dying. Consider this. 10 years ago, starters reached 100-plus pitches in a start over 43% of the time. This season, it's 12%. 10 years ago, starters reached 6-plus innings in a start over 63% of the time. This season, just over 40% of starts reached 6 innings. Last season, in 2023, 5 pitchers reached the 200-inning mark. A decade ago, 34 pitchers logged 200 or more innings. No pitcher has reached the 300-win plateau in 15 years. Randy Johnson in 2009 was the last one. And only one pitcher is within even 80 wins of 300. And that pitcher is currently 41-year-old Justin Verlander. 300 wins is over. It's never coming back. But the state of starting pitching in baseball in 2024 is so dire that we may need to ask the question, how many starting pitchers will even reach 200 wins? Of active pitchers to not yet reach 200 wins, Garrett Cole is the closest, and he has 145. The most wins by an active pitcher currently in their 20s is German Marquez with 65. The main conversation about starting pitching at the outset of the 2024 season was how many of them were getting injured. The entire complexion of the sport has changed over the last decade or two as it relates to starting pitchers. But given his build, his track record of performance, his track record of handling full workloads, and the fact he debuted at the ripe age of 22, it's possible Skenes is the pitcher most well-equipped to be that old-school, workhorse-type pitcher who delivers 175 to 200 innings and 30 starts a season for 10 or 15 years. Given where pitching has been headed and his place at the forefront of that group, it's not too much to say that the future of starting pitching as we know it rests with Paul Skenes. The combination of hype, social media popularity, the trends in the sport with the starting pitchers, and, most importantly, his on-field results, strongly points to the idea that he is indeed the most important pitching prospect we've ever seen. And while the vast majority of Paul Skenes' career is yet to play out, and he needs to deliver on the promise, we'll use the words of his mother, Karen Skenes, to describe where this is all headed. Quote, his goal is not to make it to the majors. Paul's goal is bigger than that, end quote. Like being the most important pitching prospect in the history of his sport and a brand that transcends the sport that he plays.